Direct snap, Derrick Henry throws it, jump pass in the end zone. Touchdown, Titans! Henry to Corey Davis. Oh my goodness, that play is from the 1800s.
Yes, Mike Keith, the voice of the Tennessee Titans for so many years, calling one of the more remarkable performances by any human being on a football field. And I'm not just saying that because that very large human being is sitting to my right. I would say it even if he was sitting here on behalf of the FedEx Air and Ground NFL Players of the Year Awards from the Tennessee Titans. Derrick Henry here on the Rich Eisen Show. Good to see you, sir. How are you?
Yes, sir. Same to you. Doing good. How you doing?
I am doing great.
Yes, sir.
What in the heck does it feel like to do what you just did? I mean, what does it feel like as a human being to just bowl people over and know that you are creating business decisions left and right for your opponents?
I mean, it was fun, especially as far as a team and doing what we did, but we didn't finish up.
No, I know this unfinished business. I understand that.
We didn't finish. So yeah, that's all been on my mind.
No, and I understand it's probably not easy. I've interviewed people who have just missed the Super Bowl but show up to the Super Bowl to either A, maintain their commitments because they're a man of their word or a woman of their word, and there's championship situations where it's difficult to show up, and I understand that. But you can sit back and take a look at what you just did. What you just did was amazing.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. I would say did it come from, but we've seen footage of you as a high schooler and obviously at Alabama. Did you hit a specific button? Did you push something this year? Did something click for you this year in a manner that hadn't previously, Derrick?
I think with me, every year I just want to get better. And I think that's just my main focus. It's being better than I was last year. I mean, last year wasn't great, but I definitely want to be better this year. And then thinking about the whole year, I mean, we were 2-4, so it looked like we weren't getting in the playoffs, and we locked in and put ourselves in a great position to get in, and we got in. And my main focus is just doing my job at the best of my ability to give us a chance to even make it out here. So
why do you get stronger as the game goes on?
I think with the more I get the ball, the more I get in the flow of my game, and then I just get rolling.
And again, what is it like where you're back there? You know you're going to get it.
Yeah.
The 8 in the box or 9 in the box that you see knows you're going to get it.
Yeah.
And you know you're going to give it to them.
Yeah.
And they know you're going to give it to them. What is that like for you?
I just love the game. And I love having the ball in my hands, and I love making plays. And I don't know, it's just the game, man. Like that feeling when everybody knows and they can't stop it, it's an indescribable feeling, man. And that's just speaking for like us as a team. And I just love the game.
Yeah, I know you're smiling. You're just
fun.
smiling as you're saying this. It is just, it must be an amazing feeling.
It's a lot of fun
to have that ability. Derrick Henry here on the Rich Eisen Show. Did you hear what Earl Thomas said before the divisional playoff game in Baltimore, saying that the Patriots didn't want to tackle you, but they were going to have a different approach?
I've seen it everywhere. Everybody was sending it to me. Everybody was showing it to me. Yeah, I've seen it everywhere.
Okay, so now later on, you're in Baltimore. You get the ball. You're on the edge. Did you know that was Earl Thomas that was coming for you?
Definitely knew that was Earl Thomas.
Did you give him a second shove because it was Earl Thomas?
Yes.
I was wondering because you gave him one in the front, and you gave him one slightly unnecessary one in the back.
But what's so funny about that is I was so focused on giving him another shove that I ran myself out of bounds. So the first time he kind of turned around, and I could have turned upfield, but I was so focused on this like giving him a shove that I ran myself out of bounds. But I definitely did that because of that.
So then the last question is, was it worth it to run yourself out of bounds?
I think it was, yes.
Derrick Henry here on the Rich Eisen Show. Yes, I thought so too, that you were in the moment, like, okay, I remember this. I see who's coming at me. And again, I love Earl Thomas. I think he's going to have a bust in the Hall of Fame one day.
Yeah, me too.
But,
me too.
But you're an equal opportunity, everybody gets some type runner.
Exactly.
I saw Eddie George last night, Derrick.
I just saw him too.
And by the way, a guy as an age today literally looks like he can give me 30 carries.
Yes,
right?
Still does.
But what did he say to you that helped you out and helped, get you ready for these moments like the ones we just saw?
Last year I wasn't having a great year. I feel like I was trying to do too much, trying to hit a home run every play, and and my play just wasn't. It just wasn't there. And I talked to Eddie. We do Heisman commercials, and he was at a couple of them, and me talk, got to know each other a little more. And I think it was like one night, I was home after practice, and I just texted him see if I could call him. I called him and I asked him what he thought about my game, and he basically told me wasn't good enough. And if you don't fix it, I ain't gonna have a job. And basically, I was running soft. Like I needed to impose my will on defenders. I needed to finish runs, to be physical, and let the game come to me instead of trying to make a big play every time I touch the ball.
How'd you take that?
Oh, I loved it. I think it was like after the bye week, we had a bye week. I think we had a game, and then I called them right before. I think we played like the Patriots or something like that, and I was already evaluating myself, and that just took it over the top.
So there wasn't a part of you that was just that it was tough for you to hear?
No, at all. No. I'd rather hear it from a guy that's done that at a high level or players who've done that at a high level in this league that people respect than, sit there and, talk to myself about what I need to get better at. It's always good to hear of somebody that you respect and admire.
Derrick Henry here on the Rich Eisen Show. And again, we'll talk about the FedEx Air and Ground NFL Players of the Year awards in a second. You're a free agent, sir, correct?
Yes, sir.
How are you approaching this? You're fired up? You're excited? You want to stay? What do you got for me?
I definitely want to stay.
Okay.
It's my first time being a free agent. Just taking one day at a time and then, see what happens. Because, eventually, something's going to happen, so ain't no reason to rushing it.
Right.
Just let it play out. Get my agent, talk to the team, and then see how it goes from there. So I'm new to this, so.
Okay. Is Zeke numbers the floor? Is that the floor?
Zeke numbers is the floor.
That's it, right? He's the guy. So do you have a place in Cabo that you can go to as well to pull the Zeke maneuver, or no?
I was at the Pro Bowl and we went out to eat and we're talking and catching up. So. Yeah.
This past Pro Bowl.
This past Pro Bowl. Yeah.
What'd you talk about at dinner?
Talk
Derrick?
about football. Talk about life. Just catching up, all those great things.
A little strategy. Well, again, he had a contract. You are a free agent. So you can pretty much dictate in a way what you would like to have happen, and so you will test the market, or is it a way that Tennessee could prevent that from happening? Is what you're saying?
I hope they prevent it from happening. I love to stay in Tennessee, and then see what happens though. It's all. Got to talk to my agent, work things out with them, and
Okay, and you led the league in carries and yards, and so you have pretty much put your resume on the table for the Tennessee Titans.
I hope so. I did. I hope so.
So, have you ever played a game where you think you got too many carries?
I have not. No.
Never. Where you're like, come off.
I've been carrying the ball a lot since high school, so it's not like okay. I got 57 in high school, so it ain't nothing gonna get too bad than that.
What's the most pissed you ever made Nick Saban?
Oh, I got a funny story. So, it was my last year at Bama. I think we were at the end of camp, and at Bama we do team run, a period called team run, and team run is like a game. We all take it serious, so it's offense versus defense. And Coach Saban, Coach Saban is the defensive minded coach, so he's all locked in, and we're locked in because we want to do good on team run. And I think I was the only one that was like healthy, and all my other backs were had nicks and bruises or hurt, so I was the only one doing team run. And I think we did four plays, and I think 3 out of the 4 I broke through. Had some good runs, and Coach Saban got mad, and I think on the 4th run he started it over, and I was gassed. I was so tired. And then Lane Kiffin was the coordinator, so I ran over. I'm like, anybody else can get in and run besides me? And Coach Saban was like, start it over. And I'm yelling and stuff like that. And so Coach Saban coming over was like, shut up, you do what I tell you to do, this and that and this. And I was like, okay, Coach, you got it. I ain't gonna say nothing. So that was the moment.
Why was he so pissed off? Because you didn't want to do all 4, or you were just dominating? I don't know. What'd you piss him off about?
It was mindset, get better. That's just how he thinks.
What was just your day to be pissed off at you? Is that basically what it might have been with Nick Saban?
I think it was just, hey, you need to get better, so let's get better. And I was like, all right, Coach, let's go.
Because one of my favorite stories I heard from Commissioner Paul Tagliabue, who was the commissioner before Roger Goodell, told me a story about Bill Parcells. And he went to a Jets practice and watched Parcells do the Parcells thing, which was stand on the 50-yard line and bark at everybody doing goal line drills 50 yards away. And, getting on everybody. And Tagliabue goes, we're the same age. I can hardly see 5 yards down the field. How can you see 50 yards down the field? He goes, oh, I can't. He took out a list of 10 names. He goes, I'm going to get on these 10 guys on practice today. I'm on number 6. Stick around. I got 4 more to go. and that's what it sounds like. You might have been in that with Saban that day. I don't know.
That's crazy. That's a funny story.
And it's a funny story. It's like, I can't see down there. I'm just going to get on these 10 guys today. I'm on number 6. Stick around. I got 4 more to go. All right, so tell me about the FedEx Air and Ground NFL Players of the Year Award. You are clearly up for the FedEx Ground Player of the Year Award. What are you doing for this? You're just pumping
we have a FedEx
for this.
For player and Air Player of the Year and Ground Player of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
You can vote at NFL.com/FedEx, and you can go on NFL Twitter to vote. Voting ends at 3 p.m., so go vote. Make sure you go vote.
Yes.
And on behalf of FedEx, they're donating $20,000 each on behalf of the Air and Ground Players of the Year. That's a great thing FedEx is doing for the USO.
Yep.
That's very great. I said voting ends at 3 p.m. Make sure you go vote. And FedEx is doing a great cause by donating that money to USO. So I'm just happy to be on behalf of them.
Okay, so I'm not going to ask you who the other Player of the Year nominees are at the running back position. I won't say including Christian McCaffrey's here tomorrow, and it's kind of not fair that
He's a dog.
Okay.
I've been saying it all day.
Okay,
Yeah.
and Chubb is the other guy. All right, I did just say. Who would you vote for the Air Award? Jackson, Mahomes, Russell Wilson. Who would you vote for?
Lamar.
You didn't stutter.
Lamar.
He is the MVP of the NFL.
He is the
this year,
MVP
right?
of the NFL.
Well, you just saw Mahomes up close and personal. What do you think? What do you think the 49ers have to deal with this coming weekend?
I was on first second. I picked the 49ers to win because I feel like if that's the team to beat Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, then that's the team that can do it. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is good as advertised, elite, whatever you want to say. That he is that.
Right.
No, I've seen it. Up close and personal.
So that's your first take. Do you have a second take, or
second take
on this, or you're just going to stick with the 49ers?
I'm gonna stick with the 49ers.
You're not that person. You're not that person that wants the team that beat you to go win it all. You're not.
It's not that I'm not rooting against them. I just think that I like what the 49ers do, and I think that they could beat the Chiefs. But again, it's hard to pick against Patrick Mahomes and what he does in that offense. They have so many weapons, and I feel like their defense feed off their offense. And
right.
once that gets going, and if you're playing from behind, then I think it's a wrap.
All right, and I've got Joe Burrow on tomorrow's show. Did you vote for him for the Heisman?
Yeah, Joe Burrow.
You did. What a season he had, huh?
He had a great season.
So he was first and foremost because Tua got hurt. So I think
that was the first time in a very long time it was clear cut who was going to win that trophy. Like it was his from
the very get-go.
Yeah, it was his.
Hey, Derrick, congrats on a huge season. I mean, just a huge season. I know you came up short, but the consolation prize, I guess, is for you to appear on Bussin' with the Boys with Taylor Lewan and Will Compton. I haven't done it yet. No. I'm not going to do it until he actually puts a motor in his bus. Derrick.
Oh my God, we still on that still?
The guy Lewan has a pod with Will Compton, who gets pissed off when I don't mention him.
Shit, Michigan boy. I told you. I remember we talked.
I understand that, but I try to make people better. Okay, I'm trying to make people better, and if he's got something called Bussin' with the Boys, and you can't actually, you're in the husk of a bus with no motor in it, I can't.
What if they let you bring your own chair, your seat? So you can feel comfortable at home. Would you?
I might. You might be able to work it in this way, but again, he's got to maybe because he's too busy protecting you, he can't figure out how to put a motor in his bus.
How about I do an interview first, and I check it out, I look over the place, and then I'll let you know.
I like it. Okay, so you, in other words, you're my lead blocker.
Got you
on this front.
Got you.
I like it. Very good. Please do that, Derrick, because again, I'm a man of principles. I cannot be on a podcast that's taped in a bus when the bus doesn't move. It's just ridiculous. Certainly when the bus is located in Tennessee and I live in Los Angeles.
All right, so I'll check it out.
Thank
and
you.
Let you know.
Derrick Henry at @KingHenry_2 on Twitter, at @last_King_2 on Instagram. That's right here on the Rich Eisen Show. Steve Mariucci, Jason Witten, and Michael Strahan still to come on this day.
For more of the Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.